and the players have really taken to my training, which is brilliant. And it's given me a chance to really dive in deeper with my tactical. I can make some mistakes. I can go in and kind of try different things as well, different formations, and it's really working for us, and we're doing well in the league.
Like you're developing your craft while working, but at the same time you were developing your craft while playing. Just like you were used to ask the coach or or the assistant coach, how do you develop that that play? How do you develop a training session? Did you ask everyone around uh, before you start your coaching career?
There is an element of that. I think obviously number one, I have a passion for two, very good listener. When I was a young age, and I always try to understand the game. I think that's really what the biggest thing I would say to someone is really get to understand the game first and foremost. Understand your position on the field and what the coach wants from you. I tried to just understand what my coach wanted from me and give my best. And if he wanted me to play as a striker or a left winger, I would have done it anyway. But again, trying to understand why the manager wants me to play there. What is the purpose? What is the responsibility for me so I can actually affect that position? So all the things I've learned over the years from coaches, I now have my own kind of style. But at the same time, I would not hesitate to pick up the phone and phone one of my old coaches for a little bit of guidance, because you're still learning. You'll always be learning until the day I retire from coaching. I'll still be learning. So I need to adapt at all times and be ready for that challenge. But certainly, I feel like what I have learned, I can really put my own style on things.
And Tommy, you still feel yourself like a player, or you're actually just realizing that you are you coaching, coaching things to do, like I don't know. Yeah, or it's natural. It's natural to you, or you just sometimes still feel yourself like a player.
It's absolutely natural, but I do miss the playing, but I feel like I've put so much effort in learning from the licenses side of things. But whenever a ball comes towards my path, it's obviously I want to start dribbling in with it or kicking the ball. So I do miss it. I don't think I'll ever fully replace my first love, which was playing, with the game I fell in love with. But it's a continuation, it's adapting, and it's something I do enjoy, something I do love, and something I can have longevity out of, I believe. So I'm very happy with being a coach. But yes, of course, playing was everything for me. It allowed me to now become a coach with the experience I had playing.
It's great. Tommy, let me know, and let everyone who's watching us live in Twitch or is gonna watch this interview later. Let us know how it started for you. Like how it is football for a little kid in Belfast or for a little kid in Northern Ireland. How it was for you?
Basically, just when I was probably 3 or 4, there are photos of me with a football, and I don't really have those memories. I just have photos, and I just have from when the family said I just was stuck to a football sort of thing. So it was a game that I just really enjoyed. Whenever I saw it on TV, I just fell in love with the game. I remember being in Spain on holiday with my family and watching the World Cup, and yeah, it's just a game that I really took to, and I was out. I remember just dribbling on the streets, keeping the ball up, before and after school, during school. It was just one of those things that I just had such a passion for, and such a love for the game. So going back to then, that's how it kind of started, and then it was just basically whatever club teams I could get involved in, I wanted to get involved in. There's it's like the Boy Scouts here, it's the same over there, but it's a Boys Brigade I got involved with. And it was just an opportunity to get playing football, and then all of a sudden you're playing for your region, you're playing for your school's team. Sometimes you're winning things, people talk about you in the newspaper, and then there's a bit of a snowball effect. And then obviously then you realize you can actually have a job playing football. So, I was doing well when I was a kid, and I got opportunities, which is brilliant.
Where, at what age you realize that you would have the opportunity to build a career in football?
Um, it's probably you're probably looking at about 12 or 13 whenever you see or hear people. That's whenever you're asked at school, what do you want to be when you people putting their hands up saying they want to be a teacher or a scientist or a doctor. I knew then I wanted to be a footballer, and that was the only thing I wanted to do. So thankfully I was able to fulfill that dream, and there was nothing else I wanted to do apart from make that dream a reality. So I'm very grateful for that, very grateful for the experience. But I suppose it's all about getting the right opportunity at the right time, and I think that's where a lot of people maybe don't see how hard it is just to get into football, because really you do have to be in the right place at the right time. I remember going back in the game that I was scouted for, I ended up having a really good game and scoring in. Maybe if a scout wasn't there and didn't see me, I might not have got that opportunity. So you can just put your CV in for a job and someone takes you. It's just a lot of luck on actually.
Yeah. So it depends. Sometimes you may not succeed if you don't have that little bit of luck, just to be seen in the right place, the right moment. Do you remember any coach or any family member maybe that suggests that you should play, you are good, or what you should do to be better each time? You can name anyone.
That is where I probably found it a wee bit more difficult, because I had nobody in front of me that had kind of had that, or nobody to really not. I had nobody to really look up to in my family that had been across the water to play football. From that perspective, I had people that supported me and people wanted me to learn and maybe watch videos and things like that and analyze games, but I didn't really have that, and I felt like very fortunate to get those opportunities, being from Northern Ireland, and a country that's very small and limited with resources from football. Obviously now things have changed. Lots of players get opportunities now. People come to watch, and there's a good pool of players over in Northern Ireland as well to choose from now, and there's better coaching, and there's better technology for players to learn. And that's where it's, whereas I never had that growing up. So that's the part where I now feel the younger generation have such a better chance.
We are talking with Thomas Stewart. Tommy, former player, actually he's coaching, and he had a long career playing in the UK, playing in the United States. How was for you to jump from Northern Ireland to England? Was it a shock? Was it? Was it? Was it
really? No, I was very excited. I remember going across for the trial and getting offered the job straight away to be a professional, and I was just very excited. Flew home, told my mum and dad at the time, who were very excited for me, and you really came back. I just remember the next time going across, being more excited, but I feel there are times where you feel a little bit, you're very young, you're away from your family, and you're still supported, but you're not with your family. So it's those kind of years. It's before university, so it's a little bit more of a tender age. You're meant to be just straight into a man's game at that age. So so at times you felt that, but at the same time, I knew what I was involved in, and it was up to me just to try and make it the best I could.
How was it when you got to play in England, and at that level, and everything was so different from back home?
Oh yeah.
It was excitement, fear. What do you remind from those days?
Genuinely more excitement, really, and then obviously the first time I put on the Wolves kit, I was delighted, and I finished obviously top goal scorer. We trained hard, we trained every day, just something different we were used to over here. You had a better diet, things were, you were constantly. You had a curfew. You weren't allowed out past 10 o'clock at night. Things like that. So, and then you had to live with a different family, so you had to abide by their rules. So everything was just kind of structured towards you trying to become the best version of you or a professional athlete. And I just tried to do everything. The only thing I found was because I'd never seen it, and I was top goal scorer, I just expected, to be on that conveyor belt, to be in the first team, and so on and so on. And the biggest challenge for me was probably my physical attributes at the time, because we played a 4-4-2. That was the only formation I knew, and I was a smaller striker playing off a big striker. So the target man would flick the ball on, put it on to score, and gain possession in the final third. So that changed. The tactics in Great Britain and England for sure changed at the time that I was kind of there, and they then went with a big target man, either a 4-5-1 or a 4-3-3 with the spearhead of a big target man. So it didn't really suit me at the time. Obviously, I grew in the year, and it suited me better playing in that formation or in midfield, but didn't get all those opportunities that I wanted to, and that was the thing that I found frustrating for me, because I was top goal scorer in my team. I was playing for the reserves regularly and scoring, and I had a score in the Premier League. I had the squad number 35, so I was just waiting for an opportunity, and I felt it was coming. But then it was very difficult playing as a number 9. We bought players that were big players and physical players, and they were able to spend 2, 3, up to 10 million sometimes on players. So at a very young age, at 17 or 18, you had to be very, 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 very to get that opportunity.
Did you work with an agent when you had that chance to go to England, or somebody
No,
saw
no, that's
saw
the
you
thing.
and give you the chance to go there?
No, I played for County Armagh in the Milk Cup and did really well, and finished as our team's top goal scorer and player of the tournament, and ended up getting a move from that. But no agent to start with, and then only until I came back home did I get involved with agents and see the benefit of them. But it was never really, agents weren't really recognised back then. There were maybe only a handful, so it wasn't a thing. Not the way it is now. It's like an agent pretty much everything now.
Yeah, you would say that it was at that time, or no?
Whenever I moved home, yes, because I think it's always important to have somebody that has your back, and somebody that understands your needs, and somebody that's going to pick up the phone and phone the club when they need to, pretty much. So, just somebody on your side team, because it can be a bit lonely at times.
We're talking with Tommy Stewart, former player. Actually, he's coaching in Northern Ireland, and he's talking about every story of his career, and it's very gentle to share these minutes with us. And in this behind the scenes from dot app, and Tommy, I got like we say here in Argentina, we say ping pong, the sport. I don't know
Yes.
if you know the sport, but it's a little Q&A with a couple of questions, and we want to know a little more about you. And we started with, what's your favorite team? The team that you're a fan of.
Manchester United, and thankfully I can say that now because we've got a little bit better recently.
Yeah. But sometimes you had to suffer.
Yes, absolutely. I have for a while.
Who's your idol in football? Who was your idol when you were a kid? Your idol now?
Whenever I was a kid, Eric Cantona. Obviously, being from Northern Ireland, George Best was another one. His career was obviously cut short, and then probably just through the years, I'd have to go for Lionel Messi, just because I feel like on and off the pitch, he's just a great professional.
First match you ever attend?
Pardon?
First match you ever attend? You remember?
No, it's going back a while. First match I ever attended was probably just my local team, Portadown. But outside of that, Manchester United against Fulham would have been another one.
Wow. You remember what's your best player you ever play with?
Probably with or against on my team or against?
With. First,
with. I would probably have to say I really enjoyed playing with Paul Ince, and it's going back a while, but he was such a hero for Manchester United growing up as well, and obviously all the success he had, and just the aura that he had, and then getting to be teammates with him at Wolverhampton Wanderers was brilliant. And obviously he was one of the ones that sort of befriended me straight away and put his arm around me, which was really cool because he had so much success, and obviously when you come from Northern Ireland and hadn't had any great success, it was so nice to meet him.
What best player you play again?
I would probably have to say Giorgio Chiellini at Juventus. Yeah. So why I say him is because obviously he's won everything. He was an unbelievable defender. He read the game really well, and so much off him whenever I played Juventus. And in both, and I have a shirt to this day, so we swapped shirts, which was nice. So I really felt like he was the best defender, and he's still playing to this day, and I think he's 40 odd, maybe more.
Yeah, he's playing in LA.
LAFC.
Yeah. So best coach you had?
I would probably say it's really a toss up between Stephen Kenny and Michael O'Neill. Reason being is obviously they're both international managers now for the respective countries. One Northern Irish and the other one for Ireland. I felt that Michael O'Neill's tactics really helped me along, suited my play, got a good goal ratio, and I was able to play strong hand on the left, which I really enjoyed. I had some big moments there. Obviously got to play in Europe, got to play Juventus. We made a little bit of history. We won the league, and we got some good silverware there. And he was a good guy. Whereas it felt like Stephen Kenny, whilst we were very I'm the only player that played under him for three different occasions. So we had a good respect for each other, and I understood his kind of philosophy. But also, it was more and now why I talk about it is because he was really good with his emotional intelligence and his player care, and how he was off the field. He would have phoned you and checked in how your family was doing, and very much the attention to detail was really good. So that's something I've learned from. There's just two good managers that I've worked under that I've learned a lot from for my own self in the coaching and managing now. So that was really good.
Right. A player that you would like to play with?
Messi.
Well, great. And a team that you would like to play for. I don't say Manchester United.
No, I won't. Because I was at their School of Excellence when I was younger, and it was amazing. But I think it would have to be Barcelona or Real Madrid, and I'm going to stand out Real Madrid just because of the Galacticos. But yes, I still haven't been to a game over in Spain to see them, so that's my next kind of goal to do. But yeah, I think that would be anybody's dream around the world, just because of it's like the Hollywood of football.
Great. The same goes for coaching. Like right now, you like coach one of those great teams.
Of course, listen, that's yeah, aim for the stars. That's kind of how it is, and of course, I want to be the best coach you can be. I'll probably have to learn different cultures and different languages as I go along, and certainly, if I get those opportunities, it would be amazing and something that I want. It's something that I want to fulfill. to kind of replicate what I did with football, taking those opportunities and knowing when to take those opportunities.
And the other day we were talking, and you said me that you will love to coach in Argentina. You will love to coach in the US. You're like keen on doing this move in your life to learn from different cultures, right?
Yes, of course. I think any manager or player that you would ask, anybody that has ambition, has to have that. And as soon as you're comfortable, I think that's where it's a bit wrong. I think you need to absolutely have these goals, these targets, and obviously, they might not all remind these opportunities, but I think you have to look to fulfill your dream, and that way you've got to take chances. You've got to try different challenges, and once opportunities present themselves, you've got to be comfortable with that decision. And I believe in myself as a coach. I'm a young coach, and I know I've a lot to learn, but at the same time, I feel like I've had a good start and I'm in a good place the education side of things as well.
Great, Tommy. First of all, thank you for this minutes with your kindness. You're always being so kind to me and everyone around. So there's a user from Prosite that's it's asking me that please ask Tommy a piece of advice for the young guys who are entering the professional world or maybe starting their career just in a local level, sign the league, wherever. That piece of advice from Tommy Stewart.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing you can say is number one, set goals, set targets, but have belief in yourself, but also get practicing. I think learns, get consistent with it, and then become better and better and better. And I think that's the only thing. It might sound very simple, but it's like maybe somebody taking a set piece, a free kick. The more you practice, the better you'll get. And that's just how it was for me. Whenever you go out in the playing field, sometimes a coach will put on simple drills for you, but again, in a game, you might not touch the ball for a minute. You get one chance and score. So it's just about tuned in practice. So whenever that opportunity comes to you, that you can take it. That was the biggest advice I had when I was a kid as well. Was just practice and keep it consistent.
Great, Tommy. It's nice to hear from you. It's nice to see you around, to see that your coaching craft. You're a great guy, and everyone who have the chance to know you in the U.S. You play a great time in Sacramento Republic. You had great memories from that part of your career, right?
Yes, absolutely. That was probably one of my favorites because the expectations maybe weren't there at the start. We didn't really realize that we were going to have 20,000 fans every game. Automatically, it just turned into a snowball effect, and week after week, with so many fans, with so many victories. And for me personally, being the top goal scorer, winning that some accolades along the way, and then winning the championship and scoring, phenomenal, and just such a great feeling. And there was a couple of little moments that we made history in, and it's great to be a part of. And it's something it'll never ever leave me.
I know there's a lot of people in Sacramento that's going to be happy to see you and to express yourself like that. So thank you so much for your time, and hope to see you around. Hope to see you coaching in the US. Hoping your just flow and everyone knows about you because you're a great guy. And we have an honor and a pleasure to have you here in behind the scenes in Prosite. So thank you so much, Tommy, for your time.
Thank you, Chris. Cheerio night.
See you soon. Bye bye, Tommy.
See you soon. Bye bye.
So, everyone, gracias a todos. Esto es Prosite Behind the Scenes. Pronto, todo esto en línea en el resto de las opciones que tiene Prosite.app en español, en inglés, para todos ustedes. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Tommy. Bye bye.
Thank you, Chris. Bye bye.